Hello friends, welcome back to Saujany's English class, and in today's class we are going to deal with yet another element of advanced English grammar, and that is passive causative. We can't define it as such. We need to understand what happens with passive causative, when are we supposed to use it, how to use it, the particular structure and all. We have to work on it a little bit to master it. And if you want to crack that IELTS or GSE or the TOEIC, you have to be very thorough with these concepts. Many students face a lot of problems with these sentences, passive causative. In fact, it is easy once you understand the nature of it. How does it act? What does it do? What does it mean? Okay, let us start today's video. Let us look at the definition. As such, there isn't any definition, but let us try to derive something out of it. To get or have a service done by a professional. That is what? That is when we use a passive causative. Like how? Let us look at the structure of it. Subject plus, have or get plus, object plus, past participle. That is the third form of the verb. The two most widely used passive causatives are have and get. There are only two widely used passive causatives. Okay, so when whole world is using it, we also have to be on par with them, and let us try our level best to include it in our active vocabulary. Let us have a good look at its usage. My tooth is aching severely. That is one situation. So under such circumstances, what am I supposed to do? Suggest something. My tooth is aching severely, so I'll have it checked. Now, who is going to check it? Tell me. By a dentist. Who takes care of tooth ailments? Dentist. Okay. So here, let us substitute the structure. Subject plus causative verb plus object plus V3. Past participle. Is it clear? Look at the second example. I bought a mobile phone yesterday. Its glass broke today. So under such circumstances, what am I supposed to do? I bought a mobile phone yesterday. Its glass broke today. So I should get it replaced. Where? By the shop where I have bought this mobile. Okay, they'll get it replaced because it is still in the warranty period, because I bought it only yesterday. Again, look at the structure. Subject plus causative verb plus object plus V3 replaced. Third one, Aryan's bike was stolen last week. Okay, his bike was stolen last week. So what is he supposed to do? He should have the situation investigated. Now, who is going to investigate? Yes, the police. Okay. So here you have observed all these three sentences, right? So we haven't mentioned it in the sentence. You might have seen it. Of course, there is nothing wrong if you mention the agent over here. It's not an issue. But the thumb rule of advanced English grammar, why are we learning this advanced English grammar, is to make our language rich and to use it precisely. Brevity is the trend. So we are supposed to follow the trend. So if you write, I'll have it checked by a dentist, it is not so wrong, but it is a sort of redundant usage. Mentioning the agent has become redundant these days. Okay, that's why I'm emphasizing on this point. Better you omit the agent of the action. We are focusing mainly on the work done. Who does it? That profession name we need not know it because it is quite obvious. Okay, we get only one answer to that. Unless you mention some name of some firm, some clinic or something, it remains the one and only answer. Who will check toothache? A dentist, obviously. Do you understand this point? The sentences that use passive causatives focus mainly on the work done, not on the agent. Who does it? Doesn't matter at all. Sia bought a suit material yesterday. So, she should get it stitched. Now, who is going to stitch her suit? A tailor, obviously. Unless she mentions some name of some boutique or somebody like that, okay, it remains the tailor. Obvious answer is the tailor. That is the only answer. And John's laptop hasn't been working properly since last month. So, he should have it looked at. Now, who is going to look at it? Who is going to check it? A hardware engineer. Okay, we are not mentioning it over here. As I have already told you, mentioning the agent has become quite redundant these days. Try to omit the agent. Okay, focus on the work done. And sixth sentence, the suit Rahul's mom gifted him is out of size. It did not fit him at all. So, he should get it returned or exchanged. Where? In the shop. Of course, it is quite obvious. Okay. He bought in one shop and he is not going to return it or exchange it in any other shop, right? The same shop where the suit was bought. Next sentence. Our kitchen tap is leaking. So, we should get it fixed. Who is going to fix tap? Plumber. And don't forget to substitute the structure. Subject plus causative verb plus object plus V3. Past participle. Neeta's wedding is scheduled next week. So, she'll have her makeover done soon. Who is going to do her makeover? Of course, a beautician. Next sentence. The house of the Simpsons has become old and dull. So, they should have their house painted. Who is going to paint? A painter, obviously. You need not mention it. They should have their house painted by a painter. Try to omit the agent as far as possible. One more sentence. We bought a plot and planning to build our dream house soon. So, we should get our house designed. Now, who is going to do this sort of designing? An architect. There is some problem with our main electric switchboard. So, we will have it checked. We will have it checked. We subject will have causative verb it, object, and checked is past participle V3. Who is going to check it? An electrician. Of course, you need not mention it at all. A plumber doesn't check electric problems. Only an electrician does. My cupboard door is creaking. It is making very irritating noise. So, I should have it repaired or mended. Who is going to mend it? A carpenter. See, I do understand that it is a bit tricky. It seems a difficult topic, but it isn't actually. The thing is that how to prepare for it is you have to understand it thoroughly first. What does it mean? Under which circumstances we should opt for passive causative? How does it make our writing or speaking look interesting, okay, and up to date as well, okay? And especially those who are preparing for IELTS, TOEs, IC, GSC, all these exams, you know, you have to focus on this. You have to learn it. That's it. There is no other choice, okay? There are some sentences towards this passive causative usage, and if you don't understand it properly, you won't be able to answer those questions. And let us look at a simple quiz. Our ancestral land is under dispute. So, we should, what are we supposed to do? Buy, what is the agent over here? The concept taught in today's class is not clear to me. So, what are you supposed to do? And you are supposed to ask whom. My car broke down in the afternoon. So, I dash, buy a dash, profession. I had some problem with my savings account. So, I'll dash, buy a dash. See, I opted for so many examples because I understand this topic is a bit tricky. Okay, there is no other go other than learning by doing. And that's all for today, guys. Meet you soon with another interesting video. In the meanwhile, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.